This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust that you will consider this like your vitamin or supplement for your mind and heart. And wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? And if you could leave a rating and a brief written review, it'll be very helpful, assisting others to be able to find this podcast. And hey, if you'd like to get on a call with me, I'm looking to coach and train the next level leaders. If you'd like to book your free call, go to drronblake.com/call, drronblake/call, and let's discuss how you and I can work together to launch your dream, to help you with any leadership issues, goal setting, how to be more productive, how to get things done. Just give me a call, get on my calendar, I'll call you, and we'll see if we can work together. That's drronblake.com/call. Today, let's talk about some lies and myths that many people believe regarding goal setting. I have 8 of them. I could have gone on a lot longer, but let's just limit it today to 8 of them. And the first one is that there are folks who believe the lie or the myth that your past is your prison, that whatever has happened in your past dictates your present and your future, and that's just not true. Everyone you meet today, everyone you meet this week, month, and year has a past. They have things they're proud of. They have things they're not proud of. They have some scars that they're carrying around. There are things that have happened to them they have experienced through no fault of their own. What I've just said about others could also be said about you and I. The great thing about being endowed from our Creator is the ability to change. You can even change your thinking and change the way you view things. You look at other people who are doing what you wish you were doing, and you believe it's because they were born on the right side of the tracks, or that they had a silver spoon in their mouth, or whatever your cliché du jour is. You have no idea what they've overcome. Nearly everyone who's been greatly used has had to be an overcomer. It's time for you, my friend, whoever you are listening to this podcast today, it's time to bury your past in the past. If there's something you need to ask forgiveness for, go ahead and do that. But then turn your present into the positive and take positive action into the future. Your past is not your prison. The second lie or myth, especially in the area of goal keeping and goal setting and achievement, is people have this idea you have to have connections. I was not born in a connected house. I didn't come from a connected family. Love my family, and I'm not putting them down. It's just the fact that that's just an excuse. People use excuses all the time. Well, you have to have gone there to school. You have to have that person in your family. You had to get the breaks. You don't have to have connections. I tell people this all the time. It's not my job nor anyone else's job to create a demand for you. You have to create your own demand. And even if you are without any connections, why don't you try going out and being a friend? Here's what I say to people. Get involved in an organization, get involved in a church, get involved anywhere, and even as a volunteer, just sign up to work on anything and everything. Do the work that no one else wants to do. If you make yourself indispensable right now, quit using excuses, quit blaming, I'm short, I'm tall, I'm fat or skinny, I'm male or female. Quit using them. Just make yourself indispensable where you are, and you will start having connections. And when you make yourself indispensable, everyone will find a place for you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will happen. Make your own connections. You don't have to have connections. You make them. Number 3, the third lie or myth that people believe, and I have heard it a few times, goals. I don't need no stinking goals. I hear that all the time. Here, my friend, what I want to say to you. You may not have your own goals, and if you don't want to, that's your choice. But I guarantee you there'll be somebody in your life who will grab a hold of you, and you will help them to create their goals and to reach their goals. You might be thinking today, well, I don't lead an organization. I really don't. But set some goals for yourself. Set some goals for yourself, health-wise, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, relationally, your family. You can set goals in a lot of areas to say, there are some places and areas in my life in which I want to see improvement and begin working on it. It does not matter who you are. Everyone needs to determine what direction they're going, what they would like their life to do and account for. Every one of us were born to climb a mountain. You just need to do that. You see, we don't need to just survive the world. I'm not interested in you just surviving. We need you, my friend, to change the world. And how is the world changed? It's changed one person at a time, one home at a time, one work site at a time, one community at a time, one neighborhood at a time. You can be a world changer. We really need you to do that. The fourth lie or myth that some people believe is, well, if I do have a goal, I don't need to write it down. I know what it is. I'm here to tell you today that I used to have that. I used to buy into that myth. And something nearly mystical happens when you take what goal you have come up with. Hopefully you've quieted yourself. If you're a person of prayer, you've prayed, you've listened, you've looked at where you are and what you feel you are equipped and endowed to be able to do and gifted in your talent. And these are the things that I want to do. Something happens when you write them down. You write them down. I can't exactly explain what it is, but there's some power in writing them down. Not just writing them down and sticking them in a drawer where they will never see the light of day again, but something that you reference often. I think you need to read them or reference them daily. Write them in various different places. If someone were to ask you what your goals are, you shouldn't stammer around and stutter. You should be able to declare and name what your goals are. But write them down. Go through the exercise. Get alone for a half hour or an hour and figure them out, especially as for many, you're getting ready to go toward the end of a year here shortly. And whether you are or not, just what would you like your life to look like in 12 months from now? Don't write down hundreds of them. Do 1, 2, or 3, no more than 5, and just commit yourself to seeing those things accomplished. The fifth myth or lie that people believe is, why set goals? Life is just too unpredictable. What they're saying is, if I plan a year or 3 years ahead, I have no idea what's going to happen. My friend, we don't know what's going to happen next week or next month. But I have this maxim that I use, that the only people who are really in a position to change are prepared people. If you're just sort of wandering around through life from one emergency or one fire to another, you won't know if this is an opportunity or just another fire to put out. For instance, when I sat down toward the end of last year to set a goal, podcasting was not on my radar. I had another goal that I was seeking to accomplish that I believe I will revisit in the very near future. But I met someone who encouraged me and coached me, and I am right now recording my 133rd podcast since the end of May. And so you can change, and there'll be reasons to change, but you can only be in a position to change when you know why you're changing, and you're able to discern that the change is in essence, in reality, an opportunity that has presented itself. Life is unpredictable. That's why I also challenge people to come up with an ideal work week template. This is what I will do. I realize that many of us, myself included, rarely have the ideal week, the week that looks like last week. But you still need to prepare. What do I do? What are my priorities? What are my values? What is the vision I have for my life? Yes, you can set your goals, but you have to trust God that if other opportunities present themselves, you are more than willing to change. Life is unpredictable. I want you to look at that differently. Because life is unpredictable, you should be setting goals and working on things. The sixth lie or myth that people believe is, if I'm just passionate enough, it will happen. Now, listen, I am all for passion. I believe you can get a whole lot more accomplished with passion than just muddling through life. But passion alone will not help you. You can have one passionate football team, but you have to have your eye focused on the goal. Passion is important, but passion doesn't beat talent. Passion doesn't beat a game plan. I'd say, why do you think it's either or? You need a goal and to have passion to accomplish it. So I'm all for your passion. Keep it up. But that's no excuse not to set goals. The seventh one I hear all the time. I'd set goals, but I just don't have time. You do have time. You have as much time as anybody living in this universe at this moment. You have as much time as there will ever be. The most effective and efficient people in life do not have extra hours in their day. They have a plan, they have a goal, and they get things done. So you do have time. Quit making that excuse. I'm not predisposed to that. I don't have time. The eighth and final one is much like the seventh one, and that is, truly, Dr. Ron, isn't goal setting really just something for high achievers? No, it should be for all of us. Your goal doesn't have to be to climb the highest mountain in the world. It doesn't have to be a billionaire. It doesn't have to be to write 100 books or travel the world. Whatever, you need to bring it down to where you are, what you want to see accomplished, and what you would like to have happen. I want you to promise me that you'll do something. Here's what I think happens on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, where we see all those beautiful pictures that people have of areas in their life, and we begin to think, oh, they're so successful, what could I ever do? And here's what's happening. We compare our behind-the-scenes life, all the things that aren't working, all the things that aren't going well, and we are comparing it with people on Facebook and Instagram, which is their highlight reel. Stop comparing your hurts and your setbacks with other people's highlight reel. They have sets and hurts and heartache. They just don't video and take pictures of it and put it on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. You quit comparing yourself to anyone else. You are an original. You have been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I hope today this has been like a vitamin and a supplement for your mind and heart. And wherever you receive podcasts, please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, leave a rating and a brief written review. I'm also looking to coach and train the next level leaders. If you'd like to book your free 30-minute call, go to drronblake.com/call, drronblake.com/call. You'll fill out a very brief little bit of information. You'll get on my calendar. I'll call you, and let's discuss how you and I can work together, and we can help you toward your dream and help you with leadership issues, goal setting, or productivity. Let's see if we can work together. Dr. Ron Blake, BLAKE.com/call. This is Dr. Ron saying to you, leader, you are doing better than you think you are. You really are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.